never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last.
Give me a
To
minute
believe
and I'll
in
get
what
on
you
there
got,
for
it
you.
was built to last, yeah.
Alright, thank you, man.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams.
Good morning, sir.
What's up, dude?
For the first time, I pushed the live button and we did the show and I started the stream. I as you know, we did a whole show yesterday. I forgot to push go. Rough day for us over here. Rough day for us, but this is our first show, and I guess on the air, and it's important for us to just kind of start generating shows, and then the audience will fill in eventually. I hope.
Yeah.
But
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Can they go back and rewatch this?
You should be able to. I think they stay on my channel, but I may have to they're public, but I may have to go and repost it or something. Let me see if it. Yeah, like right now it's public on my YouTube channel, and yesterday while I was fixing the start time of our show. Oh, it's still running up there. So I have let me get it over to the title card. But I was like 6 a.m. is super ambitious. So actually I didn't change the video out yet, so I'll just turn that off.
I'm up at 6 a.m. anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not. Well, so thanks everybody for that eventually watches this. This is, of course, Your Two Dads. I'm JJ. Why does my name say Deacon?
Because Deacon's awesome.
Is that a joke? Are you joking on me?
No, I don't.
My name say Deacon. That's weird. Let's see. Does this work? I'm not Deacon. I'm JJ. Why is my name? There's no reason why my name would say Deacon. Let me see if I can fix my edit name. That's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix the name mid while you're already going.
There's you're on your phone, so you got a little. Yeah, I got it. So there's it's hard to. There's these three little dots above the picture on the left hand side, and then you can edit your name or your picture. You found it where you can change your picture because I saw you had your avatar up.
Yeah.
So the bummer. Yesterday was just the absolute worst day, and I'm just gonna get it out of the way. I had a dog for 11 and a half years. My wife and I adopted him from a farmer's market where they had where a shelter was doing an adoption fair type thing. And they told us, I mean, he was like 2 months old when we went to the fair, and they were like, this is his last chance, and then we're gonna have to put him down. And then I was like, no, wait, hold on. My wife has a version of the story she likes to tell, though. You want to tell your version of the story here? Put your.
Am I supposed to cry on your podcast?
No, just so.
You can see her.
So she said. So
yeah, there you go.
So let me know if you can hear her. But she said.
He was 4 months old.
Yeah, she said.
I said I don't want a puppy.
No
we
puppies.
just had a very old dog pass. We had 2 middle-aged dogs.
Right.
I don't want a puppy.
No puppies.
We had 2 females. I wanted a female.
Female.
And we just had a German Shepherd Husky pass.
Yeah.
I did not want long-haired dog.
Not a long hair.
So we got a 4-month-old black lab hound.
Right.
Male.
So as a boy, it was long hair and it was a puppy. So.
And what he doesn't like to tell people is that that dog was my dog. And when he went to graduate school 5 days a week, that dog slept in my bed. And I would tell him when he went to graduate school that when he left, a black male would crawl in my bed. And he never liked that joke.
Yeah, I don't like that joke. So we had him together for 11 and a half years, and he lived a long time. The average, lifespan is like 12 years, and he was just getting super frail and super weak, and it was just hard for him to be, so we had to make the hard choice, and sometimes you got to do that. So rough day. Rough start.
I had a black lab puppy as a child that I raised, and his name was Murdoch, after the character from the A-Team. It's my favorite character on my show. So Murdoch ended up having, he wouldn't eat. And I remember I was probably about 13 or 14. He wouldn't eat. And we took him to the vet, and he had stomach cancer. And they were able to get the stomach cancer out, but he ended up passing. And I had a lab, and then we had a golden lab as a child. Her name was Peaches. She was very smart. So, yeah, I know, man. My 2 dogs at home, they're getting on up there in years, and Ashley and I have kind of looked at each other before when we'll joke. Kendra will say something about little dude's gray face has gotten so gray, and all this. And me and Ashley will kind of look at each other, and, kind of know that what's coming. And so, yeah, I feel for you, brother. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's rough. All right. So the idea of this show is very thin. There's not a lot of idea for this show. It's basically just, is there some excuse for me and Deacon to just get on YouTube and talk? That's to be honest. But the idea of this show is that Deacon and I are going to talk about like news or culture or politics or just like kind of whatever's kind of in the headlines today. But Deacon's a dad. I'm a dad. I have two baby girls that we adopted a couple years ago. And but the reason that we're probably called your dads is because we govern a Discord server that kids play this video game on, and it's mostly populated by teenage trolls. And anytime I show up, I have to show up and moderate and refer to as a daddy, somewhat not belligerently or just like as though it is some sort of a put down.
Well, they ghost pinged us a minute ago. Did you see it? Where somebody ghost pinged us? I went in and I was gonna put the hammer down and put them in timeout, but I didn't. I was like, forget this. I'm just ignoring this morning.
Later on, I'll show you a thing. We have the Anti-Hack channel where you can go and find out who deleted their tweet or whatever. They deleted their message. I said tweet. So what do we have? Before we get started, let me just tell you this little story. I told you a story yesterday, somewhat prophetic story about I had a dream about my dog. I'm going to tell you this story real quick. I just had a dream before I woke up here. So I had this dream. Oh, you know what? It does better. Oh, I don't have my light on. That's why you can't see very well. There we go. Oh, that'll balance out. So I had a dream this morning that my wife and I were in some sort of an arena, maybe a concert or music or something like that. I mean, I don't go to arenas, but that's where we were. And then, that like the camera like goes over the audience and it lands on somebody. Like
Yeah.
they were doing a commercial on the Teletron for an energy drink called Tool energy drink. And then they were panning across the camera and landed on me. And I was like, oh, that's super funny. And then the next day in my dream, I get to work and we're doing some electrical work or something. And there's a newspaper. So I open it up and on the page 3 full page spread, an ad is an ad for Tool energy drink with a picture of my face from
your face that they use.
So it looks like I'm a giant tool. So that's a fun dream. I had this major self-own. Okay, so what do we got in the news today, sir?
Hang on, give me just a second.
Okay.
I am just to let people know that maybe paying attention. I'm at work. I work for a radio station, and so I'm going to be muting every once in a while. I have to mute and talk. So yeah, I should have talked right there, but sorry.
I need a light to know when Deacon's ready to go. So let me just look at the stories that you started posting here.
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm good for at least another 15 minutes before I will have to actually say something on the air.
Okay.
I've got
let's just go down we started dropping stuff in our news feed the other day. So I'm going to grab the one I posted yesterday. And let me share my screen. Here we go. New York Post. The New York Post posted this story yesterday, Deacon. Mexican cartel smugglers nabbed with $1.2 million of meth in New York City, and then they were released thanks to lax bail laws. Mexican cartel got them and let them go. What is going on in New York City, dude?
I don't know. I have more pressing just to be honest, I have more pressing issues in Kentucky that I can give two craps about what those idiots in New York City think. And honestly, if you're listening to New York City, I'm sorry if you think that you're not an idiot. You might think Kentucky people are idiots. We are. I am an idiot. You can't call me a name that will hurt my feelings. But idiots everywhere.
The idiot that says he's an idiot, or the idiot that catches two Mexican cartels loaded with $1 million in meth and lets them go.
Well, it almost makes you think that there's something else going on, which, my conspiracy brain likes to think that kind of stuff. But there's so much of this mess going around that.
Dude, look at this. Those are garbage bags full of methamphetamine.
Yeah. We had a story in our area just yesterday where a guy in the area had been busted with like 80 or 90 marijuana plants at his house. And he lived on Green Road, which was kind of funny. But he had like 80 or 90 marijuana plants. That's all he had. And I'm sure they got other stuff like guns and stuff, because who registers their guns? They busted him, and all the comments, and I even commented on this here that's going to run on the air here in about 5 minutes. I said, "Ooh, I'm so glad that we got this hardened criminal off the streets, because geez, this terrible marijuana epidemic that we've got going on across the country. We need to focus on that and not focus on heroin and meth and all this other stuff, because marijuana is killing people every day." Sarcastically. So yeah, this meth crap. I made a joke years ago, because I read the news every day. I don't mean I read the news every day. I read the news on the air every day, like a news person on the hello, blah, 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 blah. So I have to constantly go through this mess and be like, I'm not reading this, I'm reading this. And it was a couple of years ago, I made the joke. I said, I read about a person driving on meth once a week. No, it's once a day, and it's multiple times a day. I have one a day where someone is busted in their car with meth. At least one a day for a year or more now. It's really scary.
I don't get it. I've seen what these people look like after a little bit of meth, and I'm like, why is this the direction you want to go in your life?
If you are wanting to improve and give yourself energy, and maybe your goal is to stay awake longer. First of all, you need sleep. The human body has to rest. Okay, but if you want to stay awake longer, JJ and I are kids. We know how it is.
Yeah, you stay up all night. Got to watch Discovery Channel or
play D&D all night. We know how it is.
Yeah.
So there are other things besides meth. Please try illegal things that you can do.
May I suggest just drink coffee? If your goal is to just be awake and running around with high energy and maybe not rot the teeth entirely out of your skull, just try coffee.
My daughter will drink. My daughter drinks. It's not Monster. It's one of them stupid energy drinks. There's only like 17 million of them. And she drinks like 3 of them. And then she'll want coffee and whatnot. But she's 17, so she's in that, I got to get this and I got to do this and I got to do this. So, I've tried to talk her down from so much caffeine, but at least it's caffeine.
Right.
It's caffeine, which I understand is a drug, but so is sugar. And the people that don't say sugar is a drug, you don't know anything about sugar.
So we'll move on to the next story here. It was first of all, they framed them as the 2 California men were busted with $1.2 million in stash and crystal meth, and so they're Mexican cartel, but they're California men, and Luis Estrada and Carlos Santos. I swear to God, Luis Estrada sounds to me like a name from who was on remember that biker cop show from California?
Eric Chips. That was Eric Estrada. Yeah.
Eric Estrada.
Yeah.
So this is probably not his nephew. But so this name Luis Estrada made me think of what was that show? Do you remember what that show was called?
Which one?
The one where there were they were cops on bikes.
CHIPS, CHIPS, CHIPS. It stands for California Highway Patrol. I watched that show as a kid, and when we went to the Lexington Comic Con this year, all 3 of them were there. All 3 of the main characters, Eric Estrada and the other blonde guy. I can never remember his name. Larry Wilcox.
Yeah.
Larry Wilcox. Yeah, Larry Wilcox.
Yeah.
And Robert Pine, who was the sergeant on there, and I couldn't remember his name, but he's been in a million things. So Eric Estrada, all 3 of them were there, but we didn't get a chance to see them because we went on Sunday and they were there like on Saturday or something. So hey, we have a viewer. Hello, viewer. It may be just the fake Twitter viewer that they give you just because they feel bad.
But let me go over to the chat thing, and if somebody's watching, hit us up with a hello.
Yeah,
so
talk to us because you're a part of the chat now. We're just chatting.
Yeah, let me switch. I'm looking this up, but the last thing, it was 165 pounds of meth, 165 pounds of methamphetamine by these guys trying to make this drop. So that's incredibly dumb. So let me do. So we're talking about chips, and I immediately realized, like, oh yeah, you remember the show Chips. And of course, our audience, almost none of them will have any idea what Chips is. So let's show them over here on IMDb. This is entertainment in the 1980s, guys. It was two highway patrol officers that rode bikes, and I guess Full Moon Entertainment, and so I watched this when I was a kid, but it was because there were like 7 channels, and 3 of them were the news.
3, 6, and 12.
And
ABC, CBS,
a bunch of them were static. because click, 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 and it was like static, and like I literally had to move the antenna sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you ever do aluminum foil around the antenna?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it actually helps.
Try to get it all. It does, gives you more surface area. So so back in my day, kids, I literally had to hold the antenna sometimes to get a good reception, and we only had so many channels. And one of
your body is electricity, and when you grab a hold of it, you become a conductor as well.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that show was. I was like you. The reason I watched that show was because we didn't have a choice. You either sat and watched TV, which what your parents watched, or you went and played and you did something else. And let me tell you, if you slept in on Saturday morning, you had to wait a whole nother week to watch cartoons.
For real. No, yeah. There was no awesome TV during the week if you missed it Saturday morning. So for sure kids were up on Saturday morning.
I would come home after school sometimes, and I think you could catch every once in a while they'd have like between like 4:30 and 5, or between 4 and 4:30, or 4 and 5 on certain channels. You could get like Scooby-Doo or a couple of cartoons in the afternoons when it first started. And I remember that, but I was a teenager by then. I was in my 13, 14, 15-year-old. So.
Yeah, syndicated reruns. They ran syndicated reruns during like the afternoon. They would run like Heathcliff on the channels that I had access to.
Yeah.
They'd run Heathcliff, and then they had some super old cartoons from the 60s that were like I can't even remember
Huckleberry Hound and
Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Hanna-Barbera,
and then like Wild Riders or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but yeah. So this was, look at this voodoo stuff over here. This is crazy. Dude, this was a wild show in like 1982. It's nuts. All right. So I don't know how we get on chips. But
Eric Estrada.
I guess it moved over to Shrunken Heads. I didn't realize it was doing that. Okay. So let's go to that. Let's see. This is I posted this this stuff about apparently New York City. I posted a PSA about surviving a nuclear attack. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw you posted that, but I didn't get a chance to actually watch it.
So first of all, when you were a kid, did they do like drills about how to survive a nuclear bomb?
No, we did not have nuclear bomb drills as a kid. I live on the New Madrid Fault that expands across the Middle Eastern United States through Missouri and around here, Kentucky and Arkansas and whatnot. So we live very close to the New Madrid Fault. The last time the New Madrid Fault had a really severe quake, it measured in the upper 8s, 9 on the Richter scale. It was in the early 1800s. It rang the bells in Boston. It made the Mississippi River run backwards. It created Reelfoot Lake. It destroyed everything. So we have little small earthquakes all the time from that little fault. So we always had earthquake drills. That's what I remember all the time, earthquake drills. And now if you think about it, we just, we would all go to the hallway. We would cover our heads or I think sometimes we would get under the desk. But I always remember going to the hallway. And we would all line up along those concrete brick walls in the hallway and get down and cover our heads. And I know sometimes we would go outside and stand because we had a huge field by our school, in elementary school. We would go stand in that huge field. Now I'm thinking that's probably the safest. If there's an earthquake, I would want to be standing in a huge field with no trees and stuff like that. Get out of the building entirely. So yeah, we didn't have. I don't remember any nuclear drills. I always remember earthquake drills.
Okay. Well, I don't remember that they were nuclear. I seem to remember having to do drills, and I feel like it had something to do with like bombs or attack or something like that. And it was like we had to go. It is like third grade, and this is third grade, like 35 years ago or however long it was. Yeah. And we had to go into the hall We had to go into the hall because it was concrete halls. And then everybody all the kids kind of like tucked up and sat, huddled up. And then you put your hands over your head or whatever. And like, that was the thing. And they had us watch these videotape infomercial-tainment things or whatever. And sometimes they would talk about like get away from the windows and get underneath the desk and cover your head or whatever. So so in that vein, New York City that will release $1 million of methamphetamine. New York City released this PSA yesterday with these valuable tips. Let's just watch this for a second as a educational value for our potential listeners. Oh, okay. Oh, what do we do? No, thought I was to be safe in my car. Get away from the windows. Get away from the windows from a nuclear.
That's just smart.
Go back to the windows that you got away from. Close those. Uh-huh. Get a little rinse off. Or rinse that nuclear off.
Yeah, you got to rinse it off.
Yeah. Oh, follow us on Twitter for sure.
Like and subscribe.
It's your notifications.
Okay, so I couldn't hear any of that, by the way.
Oh, no volume?
Yeah.
Oh, it should have had volume. I'm sorry. Believe me, you missed a lot of valuable information.
It sounded like it.
Yeah. So
and wash your hands and wear a mask in case of a nuclear. Yeah. In case of
go inside, get away from the windows, go back to the windows, close those, take a bath, follow us.
There was a really good documentary that I watched years ago. I don't remember what I watched it on, but I think it was called Children of Chernobyl.
Oh yeah.
And what it was, what it was these people that had children that had survived the Chernobyl incident and then went on to had children and people around the area that maybe weren't in the fallout zone, just outside it and whatnot. I can't remember the complete, but it wasn't people that were around during the accident. It were the children of those people. And it was the deformities and the things that were wrong with these children of these people. It was heartbreaking, man. It make you cry.
Hey, Deacon, we got a shout out to DUIGUID. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he said he didn't hear the volume either. Yeah, my bad. I should have turned video on for this my monitor. I'll make sure to fix that before I run another video. Thank you, sir.
Good.
Oh, good morning. Colin has a beard. Hello, fellow dads. This is Deacon and JJ. We are your two dads. We love to have you here.
I got to tell you this story about Do Good, okay?
Yeah.
So Do Good plays Marble Contest of Champions with us, and that's how we met. And when I saw his name is spelled exactly like the name of this road in Murray, at Murray State University in Western Kentucky. And I'm not too far from Murray State University. I keep looking over. I'm going to have to talk here. I got about 4 minutes before I got to talk on the radio. So it was spelled just like that road. And I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, that's kind of strange. It's spelled the exact same way. I've never seen that before. And I just messaged him because he was an icebreaker. Whoa. I can hear myself now.
Uh-oh. Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I unfixed it.
Okay. Oh, no, I can still hear it. Oh, no, there it is. Okay.
Let me take it out. Let me take it out.
So I messaged him and I was like, because my ex-wife used to live on Do Good. She lived on that road. I went down that road all the time. And you pass it if you're going to the college off the main road. And so I messaged, it's an icebreaker, and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. He went to Murray State University. He's from Germany. He lives in Germany. I think he said he's got a family over there. He'd love to come back, but things are expensive, brother. We know. But he lives in Germany. So we went out and I think he said he used to live on Do Good. So I went and took a picture of the road sign for him. So if you look him up on Twitter, that picture that he's got of the road sign is me and my daughter took it for him and sent it to him because I thought it's so cool.
Uh-oh. We got another viewer. It's Mrs. JJW. Apparently she thinks you sound hot. I'm not sure. This is really awkward, Deacon. You can't have this.
When we're listening to the radio in the car, and a commercial of mine comes on one of the stations, Ashley she always will do this every time. She'll go, "Ooh, that guy sounds hot," and I always say, "That guy sounds like he owes me money."
Yes, get paid. All right, New York City just posted that PSA. I know you gotta take a radio break.
I got 2 minutes before I gotta talk for a second.
Yeah, New York City just posted that PSA of tips, valuable tips to save your life. If you're in New York City and you get hit with a nuclear bomb, and get inside, get away from the windows and doors, go back and close the windows. Follow us on Twitter, and then and make sure to take a bath to wash the nuclear off of you. So this is nuclear. This is nuke.
Be sure you style,
right?
Because ivory just don't cut the nuclear.
Now, I would try to find a place closer to where you're at, but I'm going to go with New York City because New York City posted the PSA. So this is nuke map, and right here, if I'm sure you've seen this before, you can go down to pick a size of a warhead that might drop a nuclear bomb, and if you go here to the largest USS bomb they've ever tested, which not designed, just tested. This is the Tsar Bomba. It's 50 megatons. Well, maybe we won't get the biggest one they've got. Let's go down and get maybe, let's see. We got China's, let's do the Castle Bravo, the largest American one. I'm sure our foes have one as big as our American one. 15 megatons dropped in New York City. Let's see what happens. Oh, it looks like New York City really fucking gone. Totally gone. So that's not good.
Give me a minute.
Yeah. So this green radius of a 15 megaton bomb, it would be radiation radius. Okay. So if you're inside of here, no matter what happened, you got 500 rims of radiation, totally fatal in about a month, and 15% of people will eventually die of cancer as a result. So even if you don't get knocked down by the shockwave, you are definitely probably going to get cancer. Now, that just bigger than the radiation wave is the fire radius. So this is the maximum size of the nuclear fireball. So relevance to damage on the ground depends on the height of the detonation. If it touches ground, the amount of radioactive fallout is increased. Anything inside the fireball is vaporized. So that little yellow circle means everything inside of there is vaporized. So let's get down here and say, oh, yeah, that's all of New York. That's all of lower New York. Got a financial district or whatever. I mean, this is the part we hung out in, but definitely Marvel Comics is gone. The red area is the heavy blast damage radius at 20 psi overture. Heavily built concrete buildings are damaged or demolished, and fatalities approach 100%. So basically, that PSA is not a lot of use. Oh, my wife is forming a bond with our German viewer. So there we go. It's back out here.
All right.
All right. So everything in the yellow, Deacon, vaporized. Everything in the red knocked down, and like almost everybody's dead. That's you. If you recall, Marble headquarters was like right here. It was like right there. There was Union Square, Flatiron District. We hung out right here in this area. Gone.
Yikes.
Yep. Now the red, that's the heavy blast damage, and then this gray area, moderate blast damage, and then this yellow area, which you can't see because it's so. Look at look how long. Look at all of this. This is 3rd-degree burns. So if you're anywhere near New York City, you're in a nuclear bomb hits. You're either dead, probably dead, or you're burned up.
Okay, so
PSA is going to help you stay on Twitter.
So they released this. What was it? The PSA yesterday.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they want to save lives.
I work in media, so I can say that we get PSA all the time from everything you can think of, stuff that you wouldn't believe, or like, I've got a PSA for, a dog therapy. I've got PSA for dog therapy in here. We're going to run the spot, and we're not required to run every PSA at the radio stations, but we are required by the FCC to do certain things, and PSAs just accomplish one of those things for public. When I do get a good PSA, though, I run it. Even if I'm not supposed to, but if I get a good one in here about like child trafficking or something, I'll make room on my station to run something that I think is a good PSA, because I do get a lot of crap. Just to be honest, I get a lot of crap. So I'm trying. What I'm getting at is why they would release this PSA if there is an underlying reason why they released this PSA, or if they just released it because, hey, we hadn't had one of these things in a while, people are pissed off, why don't we run this thing? Kind of thing.
So here's the reason they ran it. Russia just announced very recently that they're going to test their Satan II nuclear missile that can reach the UK. It's their Satan II missile is a MIRV. So it goes up into like the outer atmosphere, and then it breaks up into like 15 little missiles that are each like 5 or 10 megatons, and they can hit a bunch of cities. So Russia has got like a whole bunch of sabers, and they're rattling a bunch of sabers. We love to go to war. Let's do more war. Here's a new missile called Satan II.
You know what we need right now? We need Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd with Spies Like Us to go and stop this Russian missile. Who gets that joke? That's a dad joke right there.
No, we've already found out, though, in the modern era, Deacon, that you cannot send a cloaked super spy disguised as a female basketball player. They will get her.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying she was a spy, because I don't have any idea. But if she was a spy disguised as a female basketball player, unfortunately, they got her.
The Monahari. I mean, some of the most successful spies during World War II were females. Read about some of those European. Hang on a second. Some of those European women from over there that did all that spying stuff. Oh God, man! I hope they've got the biggest mansion in heaven.
Okay, Deacon, I'm gonna pull up your and you can talk about this while I find my my Florida-based story. So let me pull this up, and you can talk about this for a second. There you go.
I'm gonna get copyright struck if I play songs, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, so what? I think if we talk over it,
there's a southern rock band from the 70s that didn't get a lot of radio play called Barefoot Jerry, and they're really good. And I've added them to my radio station.
Barefoot Jerry.
Barefoot Jerry, yeah, it's like a southern rock band, like Charlie Daniels.
At least 6 points for name.
Yeah, a bunch of hippies.
So, Deacon, you sent me this story yesterday, and I actually think this is cool enough that I'm going to use it in our trade show this year. I'm going to print this thing out in like 36-inch poster or whatever. So I'm going to make a poster out of this and basically steal from NASA. But what do you think is cool about the number one deep field SMA CS 0732?
The coolest thing, because I'm sure people watching know what this is. If not, this is the most distant picture that humans have ever taken. And it's coming from the Webb telescope, the new telescope that we got up there. So this is about the size of a grain of rice, I think, if you were to stand on Earth and hold your arm out,
like
into the sky.
Right,
this
like that.
Yeah, this picture is the size of a grain of rice. So everything in this picture would fit inside what we would see as a grain of rice. So this picture is 4.6 billion years old, or not old, but we're seeing the light from these objects as it left 4.6 billion years ago. And
I didn't drop it, did I?
That always just blew my mind about the distance and the vastness of space anyway. But 4.6 billion light years ago is when that light left those objects, stars and whatever else is glowing that we might not even have a clue. And a light year, if people don't know, is how many meters per second? 300,000?
387,000, something like that, meters per second. 300.
Yeah.
Let's run around about that. It's a lot. It's more.
So it takes light from the sun 8 minutes to reach us. So that shows you how fast that light is going. I think it takes a year. How long does it take to get out of our edge of the Milky Way?
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. It takes 8 minutes for sunlight from the sun to reach the Earth.
Yeah, it takes 8 minutes. And then I think to get out past Pluto to Pluto, it was I don't remember now, and I don't want to say because I don't know.
We were not prepared with science facts for.
No, I'm going off the top of my head on all this stuff because I love astronomy and I love this kind of crap. But so light travels very quickly. Light's fast. You can look it up. Anyway, so this is what this means. It means that the light from this picture that we're looking at today and yesterday and all over the place left those objects 4.6 billion light years ago. So the distance that light travels in 1 year, it 4.6 billion. So that means 1 billion years ago, everything in that could have been eaten by a giant spaghetti monster, and we wouldn't know for another billion years.
If that entire part of the universe, remember, it's just this big, that far away. If that entire piece of the universe like fell off and got lost, we just wouldn't know. It would be a long time before we found out.
There are hundreds
in the first place.
There are hundreds of billions of stars similar to ours in just the Milky Way galaxy. So that will give you how many, at least hundreds of billions of Earth-like Goldilocks type, the possibility of those planets just in the Milky Way galaxy. And I think in that picture, there were 1,100 galaxies just in that little bitty, teeny weeny, itsy bitsy polka dot bikini.
It's awesome. Deacon, though, I have to say this. In this picture, it does look like God is doing a little bit of copy paste. Because if you look right here at this star right here, I mean, it looks exactly like this one right here. It looks the same.
You're getting, I mean, you're going to have similar things in the universe, but
yeah, but like, I mean, like
but
right there and right there.
once again, I need to point out that humans have terrible eyesight.
Yeah. Oh, fact.
We got thumbs and a frontal lobe, brains power, and we didn't get eyes and nose and ears. So I have to keep telling people all the time, just because you can't see it or hear it does not mean that it's not there. We didn't find out that elephants were talking to each other until we improved our audio recording technology, and we thought they only trumpeted. But once we improved our audio recording technology, because I love audio recording technology, I'm an audio recording technology nerd, so I always found this fascinating. They started recording elephants, and they started looking at it on the spectrum and the digital spectrum, and they're like, what's all this crap way the hell down here? They're like, we don't know. And so they actually took it and amplified it and made it so our crappy human ears could hear it, and all of a sudden we realize elephants are talking to each other all the damn time. And now we've realized how bees and hummingbirds and stuff find flowers. So just because we can't see it and hear it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
So I don't want to I don't want to be a spoiler sport on this stuff, but I do remember from my astronomy class in college that my professor, who it was totally awesome. I loved taking astronomy in college. It was a lot of fun. We went out one night to this observatory, which is like way out in the woods to get super dark. And they had an observatory. I looked through an 8-inch telescope, and I looked at Saturn itself. It was just next level awesome. I did learn, though, in astronomy class that every photograph that you see of stars, every photograph you see of a nebula, cosmos, including this one,
I know what you're going to say.
Artistically rendered.
Yep.
Because the data they get in is in infrared, and it's in it's measurements of temperatures and such. So the raw data doesn't look anything like this. And then they get this data in, and then they go in and they add, they interpret. They
digitally interpret what it should look like. Yeah.
So I mean, like, this is real.
It's real.
It's also a little fake, but it's real. It is real. It's just
that's how we know if a certain planet, we measure across that vast distance to a star or something that we can see, and then all of a sudden the wavelengths of a certain proportion are different at certain times, and they start realizing that it's on a pattern. Well, that means that there is a planet orbiting at this particular. There was something I was reading. Yeah, there was something I was reading the other day where they were able to detect what they thought was water on this planet that was so far away through these measurements that they were measuring for an hour, whatnot. Which I don't understand all the measurements, but I understand the concept behind the measurements. I don't understand. I can't look at it and go, "Oh, that means there's a planet," But
we should definitely dedicate a segment every week to teaching people who know less about astronomy more about astronomy, up to the point that we know. We should do that. Yeah. I like astronomy. It's awesome.
I love this stuff. I do too.
Like the planet wobbles. Like a billion light years away, and it's like it goes whoop whoop, and you're like, oh, there's something affecting its gravitational orbit or something.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, so we've only got a few minutes before my. Go ahead.
I was just going to say some of those other pictures were they thought a black hole forming with those 5 galaxies.
Oh, really? I didn't get that far in.
Yeah, there was the five galaxy picture, and it looks like they think one just kind of over the years has just kind of butted its way through. Like the other ones were doing a little dance there, and the one just kind of come through like a rocket. And then that picture there was the one that the other telescope had taken. That's just a more clearer picture that they were able to get.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one is it was a picture. It was a clearer picture of a star that was, there's the black hole picture. And then
Oh,
the other
that's the
one,
black hole photo.
yeah, they think that
That's
might be the
pretty dope.
beginnings of a black hole. And then that galaxy that's at the very top, they think was the one that went
This one
through.
here?
That's okay. Yeah, that one there, they think just kind of butted its way through the other ones that were doing a little dance there.
Like poked through.
Yeah.
This looks like a binary system, or maybe two stars that are like really close. But you can never tell if it's like, if there's like two that are right here. I mean, you can tell, but I mean, I can't tell from a photo. But you can, there could be two stars that are in a binary orbit, or they could be like a billion miles apart and not anywhere near. They just happen to line up,
Yeah.
In like one of them could be small, and the other one could be like super big and super far away. So I mean, this is pretty cool. I need to go in and like read some of these details. So that's there's the atmosphere composition. There's you're talking about hot gas giant exoplanet WASP 96b. It looks like they may have detected water molecules because they have the wavelength of water. So as light passes through a gas, it changes color and in temperature and stuff like that. So they can detect that. Neat. So you did your homework, sir. You read more of this than I did. I was just
see, there's that. Go back to that one. That one is a. That one is the star. No, the. Go back.
This one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That first picture is what the Hubble took of that dying star. They think it's a dying star. And then the one on the right is the Webb picture of the dying star. It was just much more clear.
Oh, yeah. So for reference, here's two stars down here, and then a glowing, a much brighter glowing star here. And then in this photo, there's those two markers, those two stars, and here's that same star. So at this point,
maybe I've got them backwards.
Oh,
I don't. On the Webb picture, you could see more of the outer gaseous rim.
Oh, okay. So maybe this is the new one. So
yeah,
this is the new one. But still,
very
that's how they
small.
align.
My picture is
the old Hubble.
I think so.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a much better camera up there than we used to have.
Yeah. Which is exciting for, yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Deacon. If you had the opportunity to travel to another planet and 50% chance that on that planet you have enough equipment to like survive and stuff. Like, maybe they don't have an atmosphere, but you got like enough stuff that you can breathe and eat. Because, that's much higher than the actual chances. Would you travel to another planet in space?
Alternate universe, Deacon would. Or 616 Deacon. No, because I would last about 2 days, and then I would perish.
Right.
And I have a family, and I wouldn't do that now. But alternate, sounds great. Yeah, alternate universe, Deacon sure would.
I'm just of the opinion that like this planet works, and like it's okay, it's pretty good here.
That's what I always wondered. I always laughed about we can terraform Mars. And I'm like, yeah, if we can terraform Mars, we can terraform Earth. Dumbass.
Why don't we pick up the trash off the highway? That would be good.
Why don't you go pick up some trash then?
So yeah, I mean, same thing. Yeah, like Elon Musk wants to set off nuclear bombs on Mars or something. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, you could do that. Like, what's it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anybody. But I mean, we could just I don't know, live here and, but here's the thing. Sure, you have rockets and you can send up habitat modules and a whole bunch of cans of beans and, all of that stuff. And you can terraform and maybe make an atmosphere on Mars. You know what you're not going to have? The entire biome, the entire ecosystem that lets plants grow and bugs grow and like all of the entire stuff that is the stuff that we don't even think about. Like, oh, you know,
you don't even know
it's
about.
just like bacteria that you're constantly interacting with, and you know, you think it's bad for you, but actually it's in your gut.
Fungus and the mushrooms and the fungus that grows underneath the ground that helps plants communicate with each other. Yeah, stuff you don't even know.
That's all. That is the base layer of reality upon which you need all of that stuff to be able to like, oh, I grew some corn. Well, you're not growing corn with like the entire ecosystem of bugs and planets and bugs and dirt and bees and whatever, and like just all the stuff that you actually need that we don't think about. We don't have the capability of doing that. That's nuts. So I am personally like, oh yeah, that's far out. You guys go ahead with that space stuff, but like, I'm not going. I am not going. No way. That's just my opinion.
I would. Alternate universe deacon would. I have that. I have that exploration bug. You know, I can't do anything about it now because I'm old and lazy, and I have a bunch of kids, and I don't want to. But I like, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, this is rad. I think this is rad. We should have more of this. We should have more of this stuff. I'm all for like putting telescopes up and looking at stuff that's far away.
We could have little segments.
All right. So my 3-year-old show ender is about to wake up. We got a couple more minutes, so we got to hit this last story, sir. Florida man caught attempting to outrun police on lawnmower.
Oh, George Jones, huh?
So this is probably going to play audio if you talk. So just hang on just a second.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. I don't know what's going on here. This looks like a horse. Well, that doesn't seem to have anything to do with this. I don't know why they did that, but here he is. Florida man Dusty Mobley, 40, was arrested after deputies said he tried to escape arrest on a riding lawnmower on Sunday. You've probably never heard of anything like this in your area, right?
No.
This is only stuff that happens in Florida. Mobley was wanted by police in connection with the alleged theft of a $40,000 boat, which deputies said was stolen by a suspect who reportedly used heavy machinery to cut a hole in the side of a metal building to gain access to a business. And then I guess he stole a boat, and then he tried to get away on a lawnmower. I might reconsider my go to other planets stuff, at least for some people. I might reconsider that.
See?
I mean, wow.
So what happens if, hypothetical here, what happens if we as humans decide we have built this place on Mars that can actually sustain people, or we've got a space station that's like maybe we're mining in the asteroid belt or something, like Expanse. Okay.
Oh, Expanse. Okay, I like that show. The first couple seasons were cool.
Yeah, I think so too. It was really cool. So what happens if we put all of our criminals like what happened with Australia?
Oh, we did that. Yeah, and they made a whole country. Okay. Daddy, yes, dear.
Are you calling Deacon?
Yes, I am. This is our third co-host. This is my little girl, Lily. Yeah, I mean, humanity has tried the take all prisoners and put them in a place before, and that worked great for England because they sent a bunch of prisoners to North America, and then they sent a bunch to Australia.
Daddy, I see you.
Okay. And both of those places declared independence. Started their own countries.
Daddy, where are we going today?
Okay, give me 5 minutes, okay?
What's for breakfast, Dad?
Okay.
We need to end the show with a question like, what's your favorite My Little Pony or something?
She might have an answer for you. Florida man, I think there was something else I was going to mention, but we can get into it tomorrow. Oh, let me hit this too, because yesterday we talked about ISOM, the Rippaverse stuff. If you're into comic books, this is just, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But this is just a nuclear bomb on comic books. Let's recycle this page. In the last 36 hours, or 48 hours, the dude has made $1.2 million.
He's at 1.2. Yesterday when we talked, he was at 850.
Yes.
It's nice.
It's so exciting. I haven't backed it yet, but I will back it in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna get my medical test trial money that I'll tell you this story tomorrow too, but I use it on comic books because I feel like that's very responsible.
Okay.
So this is awesome. I think this is pretty good for our first episode, Deacon. We even had some audience today. I'm very excited. So anything that we want to say to our audience? We don't really have a closer button or anything. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
And we'll get.
No, I'm good. I enjoyed it.
On this thing.
Ooh, I figured out how to do my volume.
Oh, did you? I got to tell you, Deacon, you have all kinds of control. Like if you wanted to share your screen, you could too. I mean, it's probably harder on your phone, but I mean, like, I give you like all the wrenches. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can like drop yourself out like that, or you can put yourself back. Let's do this. Let's go. Turn this thing off. Here we go. All right. Well, now where'd our names go? Yeah, look at that. Join us weekdays, 6:30. He's found buttons to push, guys. He's found buttons to push.
That's nice.
You can add captions and stuff. So maybe we'll put our like social media stuff in there at some point. I don't know. I just did this this thing to let people know they could join us weekdays at 6:30. Boys and girls,
all right.
This has been the solemn wisdom, the impeccable advice of your two dads.
You're fixing to hear a train.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear how close the radio station is next to a train track?
Wow. Let me ask, when they built that radio station, did they know that train was there?
This radio station was never a radio station. It was they just kind of got this building for cheap.
Right.
It was the train. This was like the hubbub of this area for, I don't know, 200 years. No, 150 years. We just celebrated 150 years last year. This 150 years is sesquicentennial.
Oh, wow.
I had to practice that word a million times. Sesquicentennial.
You know, I heard that the federal government, like we're talking like in the 1800s, basically seized a bunch of private land and like paid people market value or whatever for the rights to run tracks through people's land. So the people still own the land, but they don't have the rights to use it because the federal government for the railroad like infrastructure basically took the right of way for all of the railroad tracks that are in the United States. And then somebody and the deal is, if ever the railroads were to stop using the railroads, then the right of way for that land is to return to the owners because it's actually their land still. Uh-huh. But as long as the railroad is operating the railroad, they have the right of way to. So some genius floated the idea recently that they should we already have all this land, this railroad area. We should just like repurpose it and make it for like electric motor scooters or electric vehicles to have like fast travel on land, but it not be on rail. It would be like electrical vehicles, but like roadways just for like electrical vehicles. Yeah. And that would mean like, oh, I know that the federal government would be like, I know we made this deal 150 years ago where like if we don't use this for railroads, we have to give it back to you. But instead of that, we're going to do this other thing and try to. That's
exactly what happened. Hey, times changed. We passed a law that you didn't know about, and you had some time to go down to the local office and look it up.
You didn't comment on this and object to us stealing your property.
That's the funniest. That's the hilarious part in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when the Vogons are like, we've had the papers in the office down at Alpha Centauri for like freaking 20 years. If you can't even go down to Alpha Centauri, then we don't even have. patience for you.
You didn't even put in minimal effort to go.
Minimal effort. The Alpha Centauri is right here, 1 light year away. No,
Yeah.
4 light years away. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. A long time. It's the closest one, and it's like too far to get to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all we got today. I think I'm going to go start my day, start dadding. Deacon's already doing his work, and we are going to be here mornings, except for when we're not. But you know what? Follow me on Twitter and follow us on YouTube, or we're actually on Twitch also, by the way. But whatever. But follow us, and I'll when I start the show, it does a little tweet, and you get a notification. So it does a little tweet thing, and that's all I got.
Sweet.
Maybe we'll figure out some other social media alerty stuff later on. But all right, thanks everybody for watching. Good morning and goodbye from your two dads. I'm gonna play our song, and I'm gonna close this out. Here we go. Here we go. Bloop. Where'd it go? Is it going? It's not going. Where's my song? See, I don't know what I've done. My song's gone. Can you hear it? Because I can't hear it.
No,
Pretend
I'm just
it's
dancing. I'm dancing like hippies did at the fish shows back in the day.
Let's see. Video storage. Play my song. Well, this is disappointing. I mean,
the beatbox.
where did the audio for my song go? Hey, so this is exactly how a show should end. So apparently, if you share the entire window audio, then you'll hear me talking over it too, and an echo. So if you share a browser, you have to share just a browser. So just a browser panel. And so, all right, well,
all right.
I guess I could hum it and sing it. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Maybe not.
I don't know. It's something I don't listen to.
Yeah, well, it's free. It's copyright free, so that
cool.
was my only criteria. Yeah, to jam, and it'd be free, and not get me struck. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is your two dads. Bye.